How are we kicking this off?
So shall we go one by one? Do we start with? Do we want to start with you, Joey? Right off on the end.
Okay. All right. Well then, all right. You want to bring up my first one then? All right.
All right,
boys. Hear me out.
All right. Wait. How normal are we going here?
Mine are weird.
See, this is the thing I don't know, because the internet has so many weird fucking people like who are there who have really questionable tastes, and half the time I don't know if they're serious or not.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know if my one's a normie or not, because the last thing I want to be in this episode is normie.
Well, it's like you could be like, all right, guys, no vanilla taste. And Joey takes that as like doggy style, while you're like, all right, torture.
Yeah, exactly. Right?
Like, I think
It's
like there's two like very different ways of perceiving.
Like, are we
this.
talking like foot fetish or like gimp suit?
Look, we'll find out.
We'll find because
we'll find out.
Because we know. I mean, I made my list and I was like, shit. I feel like this is pretty normal.
No,
I don't know. I don't know.
I did not choose normal ones because I wanted it to be a hear me out.
Yeah.
I wanted that. Okay, so Joey.
Okay, hear me out.
Joey.
Hear me out. Human Shrek from Shrek 2.
Okay, well, first of all, before we get into it, could you please make your case for Human Shrek?
Okay, Human Shrek. Look,
Why not just Shrek?
no. See, it's a different quality. You know what I mean? Shrek is just like a lovable, just like the ogre that everybody loves, right? The meme status, if you will. But Human Shrek, we only got to see in Shrek 2. Right, for a very brief amount of time.
I don't even remember Human Shrek, if I'm being honest.
You don't remember Human Shrek?
No,
Dude,
it's been a long time since I've seen Shrek.
I'm gonna get my family involved here and say that this is a hear me out from my sister as well. My sister was the one who was like, "Joe, hear me out."
Wait, okay.
Human Shrek.
Does that help?
Okay.
Does it,
My argument
you
is.
both want to take turns?
My argument is.
What is the argument, Joey? Why is your sister involved?
My argument is, look, my sister is involved because she was the one that opened me up to Human Shrek. The first time I watched Shrek 2, I was like, oh wow, Shrek is a human now. Okay, so that's cool, that's whatever. I was younger.
And your sister's just frothing?
Yeah. But then it was a couple years ago, I came back home and we were just like watching movies and whatever. I was at my sister's place and we watched Shrek 2 because we just needed something to put on the TV. And it's been like years since I last watched Shrek 2, right? And like my sister swears by movies. Shrek 2 is the best Shrek
It is the
movie.
best Shrek. It's the best
Yeah.
Shrek.
Yeah, it is.
And I always had the thing of like, oh no, from my memory, Shrek 1 was always my favorite because the last time I watched Shrek 2, I was still a child. Like when it first came out, which was God knows how long ago it was, right? So watching Shrek 2 as an adult, and you encounter Human Shrek, all I'm gonna say is, look, I'm not gay, but if I was,
but okay, that raises the question: would you still with just normal Shrek?
Yeah, this is what I wanted to know.
I would not with normal Shrek.
So,
wait, so this...
you would take this.
You're racist. What's wrong with the ogres?
Yeah.
I mean, he's an ogre.
Okay, so wait. So his personality is clearly fuckable, but it's only a hear me out when he's in human form, which is attractive. He's attractive.
It's the difference between Squidward and fucking Chad Squidward. You know what I mean?
Wait, which one's more fuckable?
Chad Squidward. You would not. You cannot, honest to God, tell me you would fuck Squidward.
Actually, hear me out. Hear me out. I feel like Squidward just needs a good life partner. The more you grow up, the more you're just like, you know what? I get him. I'm becoming that person.
No, totally. Squidward, as an adult, you rewatch SpongeBob and you're like,
okay,
everyone has a Squidward in their friend
Who are we
group.
talking about right now? We're talking about Squidward or we're talking about Shrek?
We're talking about Shrek.
Okay, so why won't you fuck normal Shrek?
Because
that would be a hear me out in this case, I think. This is less of a hear me out.
That's what I'm saying, though. I don't know if Human Shrek is a normie take or not. But I'm being true to myself in saying that if I was gay and I needed a man in my life, I want someone like Human Shrek. He's big,
but if
that
you
makes
don't...
it sound like Shrek is below your standards as a human. Just because he's a hear me. You're like, if I was gay and if I was desperate, I would go for Human Shrek.
No. Not if I was desperate. He would be my first... He would be my
He'd
first
be your first choice.
He'd be my first choice if I was gay.
Okay, then that's crazy.
But like, if you don't like him at his worst, you deserve him at his best, Joey. You know?
This is true.
This
is like would you love Aki if she was a worm? Would you love Human Shrek if he was Shrek? Come on, think about
Would you love Human Shrek if he was an ogre? If you don't, then wow, Joey.
You don't deserve Human Shrek if you don't love him while he's Shrek.
Yeah. Do you like him for his looks, or do you like him for his charming personality? Which
I think the thing that made me be like, ooh, with human Shrek especially, is that in the context of Shrek 2, right? Like when he turns into a human in Shrek 2, right? This is like the real like fucking courageous moment, right? Like all the female girls like come to him and they're like, oh my god, you're like so
The female girls.
the female girls. All the female human. Sorry, I'm getting excited. All the human girls are just like, oh my god, well, who is this like fucking hunk of a man who like look at that jawline. He didn't even mew once,
Yeah,
and he's
know.
already got that fucking jawline, right? And you know, he when he comes in, especially on that horse, right? And that slow-mo shot of like him like rearing the horse back as he like gallops towards Fiona and shit. I was just like, ooh, something in my heart.
You feeling something?
Can we get
I
a
felt
side by
Doki
side of
Doki a little
Shrek?
bit.
Can we pull up Shrek?
Pull up
Yeah.
Shrek.
Pull up
I
Shrek
just want
as
to
well.
compare jaw lines, and I'll see what we're working with here. I mean, still a phenomenal jaw. Well, maybe not.
Yeah,
They're obviously
right? It's a
rounded.
bit round. It's a bit egg-shaped.
You know, it's
know what I
not-
mean?
The jaw is fine. It's the teeth.
Yeah,
It's the teeth.
exactly.
That's better than half of the British.
That's the point. That's just normal British teeth.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that.
This
shit.
is British, and then human Shrek is American.
Actually, now that I look about it, Shrek does look like a lot of people you see at the pub. He's got that beer belly. It's that shaved head.
Right?
Damn, this is just Britain to a T.
Now imagine if that same guy at the pub came back, right, a couple years later, right, with a full head of hair, fucking jawline chiseled the fuck out, came back from like a 4-day-a-week gym session for an entire year, right, and
Right.
fixed his teeth. Right?
But like you are this.
Am I alone in this?
This is Shrek with an Instagram filter on, Joey.
Yeah,
you know,
and I
we,
like
we,
it.
we need to look at the real Shrek. You know,
No, fuck the real Shrek.
The bloke.
No, I don't want
that. This is the definite look of a bloke. Look at that.
I don't want the bloke Shrek though. I want the Chad Shrek.
But I mean, yeah, human Shrek, yeah, of course.
yeah.
I would.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so here's the question now, right? Is this a normie take for a Hear Me Out?
Yeah.
You think so?
Compared to mine.
I was trying to. I thought mine was too normal, and I'm like, shit. If this is Joey's first one,
Well,
let's go on to your first one,
All right.
Connor. What have you?
we should actually we brought up Squidward, so let's actually bring up one of my ones.
Okay.
Which is
Okay.
in the same universe.
Oh, God.
Right.
Who is it?
So let's have a look.
I can think of any number of
Oh my
characters.
god.
Squilliam Fancyson.
Squilliam
Fancy
Fancyson.
What would you prefer to Squidward? How about a more refined, gentlemanly Squidward? Hear me out.
Yeah, but he's got a monobrow.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm not into monobrows, bro.
So
Sorry.
Hear me out, though. I mean, look, you're classy
as
guy.
someone who only knows about SpongeBob from number one memes and the episodes I've watched
Yeah.
and the out of context clips, can you explain the lore of Squilliam Fancyson to me?
This is just Squidward if he was like a posh fancy.
From what I remember, it was like his brother.
His brother?
It was
Or
his
cousin or
brother
something?
or someone who comes in during one episode
Yeah.
and kind of like everything that Squidward stands for, like that he thought he was like the refined one.
Yeah.
He was the
Yeah.
cultural, he was a well seasoned, what's the word? Like what's the
Like aristocrat.
Aristocrat.
culturally very rich.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Squilliam Fancyson comes in and shows him that everything he thought he was, he wasn't.
Yeah.
And Squilliam Fancyson is the hear me out because you're like, fuck Squidward.
Squilliam Fancyson is him, basically.
No.
In the SpongeBob universe.
Because
Does he have the same voice and everything, or is it like
even
the same
fancier. No, let's play a clip.
Is it?
Let's play a clip.
Squilliam
Even fancier, even
Fancyson.
more snobbish. And I think there's a charm to that. Look, he's the kind of guy that would take you to the Monaco Grand Prix.
Here we go. Squilliam Fancyson making us all feel poor for him for
Oh my
5
god!
minutes.
Of course you'd like this
Hear
character.
me out. Hear me out.
This is just Connor in the Squidward.
Yeah.
Sounds as though you've got a dying animal to attend to, eh, old chum?
I hear you're playing the cash, Mr.
And he's got great
You
roasts.
have a big fancy band now, and we're supposed to play the Bubble Bowl next week.
So he's the type of guy that would just call everyone a
peasant.
peasant.
Yeah.
A peasant. He's very rich.
Why wouldn't you want to engage with sexual relations with Squilliam Fantasy?
I mean, he's bit of a dickhead, though,
Yeah, he's a
isn't
bit
he?
of a dickhead.
But that's what makes him a good hear me out. I'm not interested in your cockiness, in your cockiness, in your cookie cutter characters. I want characters with edge. I want characters with a part that makes me hate them, but also fuck them.
So, okay. Weirdest question ever.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be top or bottom in this situation?
I would have to be bottom. I would have to be bottom.
What is more sexually gratifying for you in this situation?
For Squilliam Fancyson?
Yeah.
He would insult me no end, so I'd probably have to be bottom. I
Bottom?
suppose. Yeah.
Right.
Would you ask him to shave his eyebrows?
No.
You'd keep that shit?
Double it.
Double it, give it to the next
Double
person.
it. I mean, he's just class in the SpongeBob world.
No, but like, I don't like the cockiness of him.
That's what makes him attractive.
That's a turn off for me.
I can't comment on him too much. I can only comment on what he looks like.
Isn't Human Shrek a cocky son of a bitch?
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
No,
I watched the Rumpelstiltskin movie.
Dude,
he's an asshole.
No, bro, he's dedicated to one woman in his life.
I remember being a bit of a dick.
He goes through fucking hell and brimstone to get to Fiona.
See,
at the
actually,
end.
Rumpelstiltskin in Shrek would have been a good hear me out. Can we bring up
Well,
Rumpelstiltskin?
I've forgotten what they look like now.
So this is from the Shrek 4 movie,
Oh, I've not watched up to
which
Shrek
actually
4.
was pretty good.
Really?
3 was really bad. 4 was actually pretty fucking good.
Really? I heard 4
Yeah.
was terrible.
No, 4 was good. Is this 4? I'm pretty sure it's 4.
I didn't see 4. I mean, he appears for a split second in 3, I think.
This would be a good
This
hear me
is
out.
also just a guy at the pub.
That is another.
This is like
Also,
Starting to realize Shrek is just different guys
also,
you meet at the pub.
I'm not a furry, but like, you know, Puss in Boots would be is the most fuckable person in the
okay.
universe.
100%.
I'm not a
Yeah.
furry, but
Yeah.
Antonio Banderas.
no, that's not even a hear me out. I'm fucking
Like,
He's just got that charm.
I think there's
and
like
that
5
swagger.
other characters in the Shrek universe I would fuck before Human Shrek. The dragon.
okay, yeah, that's
the dragon.
obvious. That's Okay.
The wolf from
yeah,
Puss in
I was
Boots.
about to say the wolf.
Okay, the wolf. Okay.
Fiona, I would probably just go for next.
Why not?
I would probably pillage half of the village, I think, before I got to Human Shrek.
But would you go for Ogre Fiona or
Ogre Fiona.
Ogre Fiona?
Ogre Fiona?
Get my
Ogre Fiona.
freak on. Get my freak on.
Who will match my freak?
It's got to be Ogre Fiona. What the fuck?
Yeah, human Fiona's too basic.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Ogre Fiona.
Human Fiona is like if she was in the modern age, she'd wear like Gymshark every day. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
look at those eyes. Look at those bedroom eyes.
Look at
dude.
those. Look at that attitude, man.
But I do objectively think that Shrek Fiona is more attractive than normal Fiona. Can we get a normal Fiona?
Can we get human Fiona?
Can we get a normal Fiona? There's a lot more to hold on to.
Scott Handlebars. Yeah, see, boring.
I genuinely like, and I'm not doing this as like a bit. I do think Shrek Fiona is just more attractive.
Yeah,
Do you not think so?
dude, she's
Oh, I mean,
She
I think.
looks like a melted fucking Barbie doll in like the human
Yeah.
form.
dude, fucking. Ogre
I mean, how cooked are our minds right now? How far are we going to
bro,
like?
Ogre Fiona only comes out at night. You know what that means?
And Fiona only comes out at night, and so do I.
Yeah. It's like Fiona during the day, I sleep.
Yeah.
Fiona at night, I'm awake.
That's the real shit, motherfucker. I don't know. I mean, I would take both. You know, I wouldn't say one.
Well, I'm not gonna
look,
say no
look,
to human
in this,
Fiona.
In this particular image, Shrek Fiona or like Ogre Fiona does definitely have that attitude to her.
Yeah.
She has that sassy attitude.
I'm also not put off by the green. Doesn't faze me.
Wait, what do her teeth look like? Can we see the teeth? That's gonna.
Why
Yeah.
does why do the teeth matter, God?
What are you, a pimp?
I
Let me
can't-
see your teeth.
like what?
Look, I've grown up in England. Okay, I know what the dental work can be
Well,
like.
presumably the difference between Shrek and human Shrek, you know, his teeth went worse. You have to imagine they get worse.
Yeah.
But you know, we live in Japan.
I mean, look, it's
They're
not
fine.
Okay.
it's not bad.
Look,
it's not
okay.
as bad as Shrek's.
In
Okay.
Japan, those would be considered too good.
Yeah,
They'd be
that
like,
is
you gotta
true.
fuck those
Yeah.
up a little bit
That
more.
is true. Yeah. I mean, look, look, Squilliam Fancyson, I don't fuck with, to be honest. I'm just not into those kinds of characters.
Yeah.
And again, if I had to pick someone in the SpongeBob universe, Chad Squidward all the way.
Chats.
But I don't even think that's a hot take.
All right,
all right.
It's ugly.
No, he's a Chad.
Is it the meme image that I've always seen
it's the
around?
meme
He's
image.
fucking hideous. Can you bring it
can you
up?
show it? Can you show
looks.
it?
I don't think you realize how ugly he looks. He doesn't look handsome.
I need to see. Is this the meme image?
Like
That one?
That's not handsome.
This is literally just. This is literally
Look
just
at the
the mewing
TikTok
meme,
one on the bottom right there. Look at
Yeah.
that. That's what it looks like in real life.
Oh my god, that looks hideous.
Nah, not in my eyes.
No, I don't like the bum chin. You know the
The ball sack chin.
the ball
The
sack
ball
chin.
sack chin.
Like
Wait,
Oh.
go show the full body one, the IMDb
Yeah,
one there.
the full body one.
Yeah, the IMDb one. Yeah, that one. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, bro skips leg day, but other than that, built like a reverse triangle.
Now I gotta go with Connor's pick for this one.
Really?
Compared to that, I don't know.
Damn.
There you go.
I don't know. This one looks like he's seen way too many alpha podcasts. He definitely listens to Andrew Tate probably, and
He's wearing for a fist bump cup.
We got there eventually. We got there eventually.
sorry, I did
Damn.
not notice. We got there eventually.